Hey Brendan, how are you, man?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. Take two, eh? Feels a bit weird. We're about 14 minutes in, and then all of a sudden, I think you're
Track.
midway through a sentence. You stopped talking. I thought, hang on, something's going on here. I thought, has he
Yeah,
dropped out? And then I checked. I was like, oh, it's on my end. But we're all sorted
yeah,
now. We're ready to go. But first things first. Over in York, the snow. Tell
yeah.
us
It's
about that situation.
yeah, it's wicked. Yeah, it come down a bit yesterday. Yesterday, like last night and this morning, it was everything was iced over and plenty of snow getting around. So it was pretty cool to see. Um, we tried to get in the car and couldn't open the doors because all the ice had frozen it, so you
Yeah.
couldn't actually open like the doors and stuff. So. Yeah, you don't often see that in Australia.
So, what degrees level are we talking here?
It's -4. It's -4 at the moment.
Right. So are you like set up inside with like jackets on and like snugged up? Like I can only imagine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It hits you different over here. Obviously in Canberra it got cold, but just honestly, it just feels like it hits you way different over here. I don't know what it is. They say it's -4 and it doesn't feel -10. It is
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah. Well, when we were talking before, you were just talking about York in general, and obviously when you first went over there, um, not the best time during a second lockdown. How was that experience? I mean, coming to a new country and having to lock down and quarantine.
Yeah, it's obviously the worst time to come over. Really, there was no lockdown for us. It was 5 days, and then the country went into lockdown. So early, I didn't really get to experience anything or get around anywhere. I wasn't able to go into the town and have a look around, or even just see other things around York. Like York's a pretty big place. So it was obviously tough, but when we come out of the lockdown, but York was in tier 2, so we were allowed to go out and restaurants were open and things like that. So at least we're able to go out and experience a little bit now. And now that I see it, it's such a beautiful city. It's just something different you don't often see in Australia. You don't see castles and things like that, and just there's so much history over here, and it's an eye opener to see, really.
Yeah, like as I said before, it's pretty fitting that you guys are called the York City Knights. So give us a bit of insight into some of the history you've learnt about the town of York.
Yeah, I think it was the Scottish come and invaded York, or along the lines of that. And in the city they call it the Bar Walls, and they've got like a big wall around the city of York. And I think that's where they used to stand up on and defend from in there. And the only way in was through the rivers. So I think there's 3 rivers that run into York. So they used to fight in there. So as I said, there's just so much history here, and it'd be cool to get to know a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to take things back now. We are going to get to York eventually. I mean, we were nearly there last time, but we cut out. Berkeley Vale. You said that you grew up playing for them through your entire junior career. Tell us a bit about the club and what you would go on to do after playing for Berkeley Vale.
So I was lucky enough to play for Berkeley Vale my whole junior career. Berkeley Vale is a family club. It's a great club full of great people. It honestly, it felt like a family, and everyone got along so well. And I feel like I was very lucky I kind of stuck with the same group of boys all the way through into the 16s and 17s and things like that. So it was a really good bunch and just a really good club.
Yeah, so after Berkeley Vale, you go into the Newcastle Knights system while still based on the Central Coast. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I think just through local games and stuff, Central Coast was a affiliated with Newcastle, so they used to get a few blokes from the Central Coast to go up and train and part of the high performance unit up in Newcastle. I think it was every Wednesday for however long. So I think, and that's kind of where it all started. It just kicked off there. And once you start getting that coaching, it's hard to you learn so much off it, and especially at that age, you grow so much. And yeah, I was obviously lucky enough to sign a contract there when I think I was 15. So I got to sign a contract there and play in the Chargers system. The one before Harold Matts was kind of just like another development thing. And then, yeah, obviously went into the Harold Matts. And Harold Matts, we ended up winning the comp that year. Won the Harold Matts and the national championships. And, yeah.
So 2017, you decided to take, in the end, a year away from the game. You said before that you decided, you weren't playing again. Tell us a little bit about why you made the decision to, well, not permanently, but give the game away for that period.
Yeah, just yeah, it's hard to remember the exact feelings of what it was, but yeah, I wasn't enjoying training. I wasn't enjoying playing, and that's something that was so new to me because I always loved the game, So I think I just kind of took it hard of that, like just thinking, why am I not enjoying it? And I was living away from home. I was living with Tom Starling and Curtis Duck at the time, and they're like two of my best mates still now. And yeah, it's just I just wasn't enjoying it and just wasn't like myself then. So I just thought, I just thought kind of was in the mindset of rugby league's not for me. And and then obviously went back to Berkeley Vale and played local first grade there and played with a lot of the lads that I watched when I was a kid. So yeah, I got my passion back straight away, and I kind of thought, I shouldn't have done it, but it honestly refreshed me, and I was lucky enough to go again and obviously go to Canberra.
Yeah, so you said you met with Peter Mulholland from Canberra, I believe is the recruitment manager there. So when you spoke to him, how did it end up with you going to Canberra? Obviously, you'd taken the year off. You're now playing back in Berkeley Vale. How does that connection happen with Canberra, and how do you end up there in 2018?
So I made the country under 23 team, and we got to play. So usually they tour. They go to Hawaii, Fiji. They go overseas, but that year they played against. They were like the trial games for the World Cup. So we got to play against Samoa and Scotland. So obviously, they recruitment officers all went out to those games and kept an eye out on it. And Pete Mulholland was at Newcastle when I was younger, so I had a relationship with him there. And after one of the games, he came up to me and just said, "I want to bring you down to Canberra." And yeah, pretty much straight away, me and my partner went down to Canberra and checked it out, and met with Stick and Don Ferner and a few others from the club, and toured around Canberra a little bit, and made the decision to move down.
Yeah, so throughout 2018, and this makes your story all the more impressive considering the year before you were back playing park footy, you were actually selected for the New South Wales State of Origin under-20s extended squad at first, but it wouldn't exactly stay that way. Give us a bit of insight into what happened and your experience playing for the Blues.
It's funny. It's funny to think that what difference a year can make. Like obviously, I was standing in the middle of Berkeley Vale Oval 1 year, and then a year later, I'm standing in the middle of Suncorp playing State of Origin. So yeah, rugby league's such a roller coaster, and I think that's the beauty of the game. And yeah, obviously, I was just so lucky to be a part of that squad. And there's some good players that were in that team that are still playing now, and some are, but a lot of them are playing NRL. So yeah, I was obviously really lucky, and as you said, I wasn't named in the team at the start. I was in the extended squad, and yeah, got the phone call on the Wednesday saying I've got a plane in 45 minutes. You need to get here. Sean O'Sullivan's had to pull out from the side, so yeah, there's another little roller coaster of emotion that just hits you, and all the excitement of and the realization of you're going to play a state of origin game.
Yeah, how close did you cut it getting to the airport? I mean, you would have had to rush. I mean, 45 minutes to get there.
Yeah, it was it was wicked because the airport's probably 15 minutes away anyway, so I had to pack all my stuff, and I couldn't leave my car there. So Corey Horsburgh had to drop me off. Oh no, who was it? Maybe it was Hudson Young had to drop me off because Corey. Oh no, it was Corey because Corey left the next day. He left the day after me because he was in the 20s. On the other side, he was for Queensland.
Mate, that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And you played up at Suncorp, and unfortunately didn't get the win. But halfway through 2018, you would be upgraded to Canberra's top 30.
Yeah.
Now, there was nothing really set in place for a first grade debut eventually. You were sort of just upgraded.
Yeah, so around that Origin midway through the year, I think it was before the June 30. Was called into the full time squad. And got to train. So it's just as I said, you've gone from local footy to a first grade squad in a year's time. So just obviously there's a lot of luck in it, but it was unreal, and you just get to learn so much at a young age. It's really good, and it was really cool to do it.
Yeah, well, at the end of 2019, of course, after playing a fair chunk of games for the Mounties in the Canterbury Cup, you would eventually leave due to a lot of halves being at the club.
I think it was just a big
let us know
battle.
a bit about
just
that.
a big battle of halves in there, and there was a lot of good quality halves. So I think, but as I said, it's a cutthroat industry. You can't be salty about things like that. At the end of the day, it's a business, and they need to make decisions based on what's best for the club. And obviously, I wasn't in their best interest for the club, and you need to be okay with it. You can't kick stones. You just need to move on and try and keep your career going. So obviously, going down to the Tigers, I think that was got that call with Byron McDonald, and got that opportunity, and it was really good, and I was really excited for the season. Thought, I only played one game, and it's just a bit of a bummer of how it happened, really.
Yeah, so we're now up to the point where we were when we dropped out last time. So this is good. It can be sort of fresh, I guess. You leave the Magpies, and now you find yourself where you're over there now in York, signing for the York City Knights. How does that come about? Because it's not a sort of typical thing. I guess we see sort of younger players coming through the ranks here in the NRL decide to make such a big move to England so early in their career. So how did that come about?
So I've got Irish heritage, so I've always been able to come over here with no dramas, because I think you have to play 75% of NRL games to be able to come over now, or you need to have family from England or the UK. So I've always had that. And before I signed with Tigers, I was speaking to Featherston Rovers as well, but
Okay.
and that was just a bit of interest and a bit of just chatting and seeing the possibility of it, and it kind of went nowhere, and obviously got the offer with Tigers, so I took that. But it's always been an interest in mine to come over here, and because of my family and the history here I have over in Ireland as well. So there's always something I wanted to do, and I think I was in talks with James Ford and John Flatman, the chairman, And yeah, I just think the way the club is, and now I really get to see it being here, just how professional they are, and
Yep.
how good they've made it for me, and just I was so happy with the talks that we we're having, and the offer that they made, and I just thought I can't miss an opportunity. This opportunity may never ever come again, and I don't want to be kicking stones in 5 years later saying I should have went overseas and had to go over there when it was sitting right in front of me.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've looked at York as a team who is really reinvigorated, is the word that I've sort of used when talking about them. Whether that's been through research for work or whatever, I've been really impressed by the work that York have been doing. I mean, to go from a side who not too long ago were in League One and sort of were in the championship, not doing too amazingly, I don't think, when COVID struck. They now got a new stadium,
Yep.
the York Community Stadium, which to me, I mean, I've seen it. It looks like a mini Bank West. Like it is, from my point of view, from what I've seen and read, it's state of the art. Have you had a chance to actually go and look through the stadium yet?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said when I seen it. I said this feels like Bank West. Obviously, it's obviously smaller, but just around it, it's got it's so good. It's so good for attractions for fans and not even fans, just people, families, just to have a day out. It's got I think it's got bowling. It's got a putt putt. It's got a big theater. There's shops just like across the road. Um, there's restaurants and like cafes. It's just honestly, it's so appealing. And then you've in the stadium, you've got the gym and the pool. There's a rock climbing there. It's honestly unreal. And it's really good for our city to have something like that, and for our fans to be able to be proud of and of their stadium that they get to watch footy in. And yeah, our city really deserves it. And you see on obviously with the Super League bid that we put out, you see how passionate our fans are. And yeah, just from seeing that, and obviously I haven't been here for long, but from seeing that and seeing how they are, and from talks I've had with a few of them, a few of the fans, they're great people, and I just feel like they really deserve the stadium that they've got now.
Yeah, well, I'm predominantly an NRL page. I mean, I semi-regular post about over in England, and I've got a bit of an English fan base. But when I put out the post that you were coming on, I woke up in the morning and I had a few shares, and all these shares were from York City fans who had come across and found the page and were looking forward to it. So it seems like they're a real passionate group. And, I just want to talk about the stadium. It's around for 3,000 seats in capacity, which, for the championship, I think's, just about perfect if we're being
Mm.
realistic. And York do have one of the bigger fan bases in the championship. So you'd think that stadium probably is nearly full each week. But if it's not, I mean, you think of Bankwest Stadium and how encapsulating, I guess it is, and the atmosphere within the ground. When you're a supporter there, it's sort of like that at York. So, like, even if you guys are getting half of that, it's still going to be an amazing atmosphere. And as you said, you've got the bowling and the cafes and everything, like, pretty much at the ground.
Yeah,
That's got to be, like, an attractive
yeah, that's
prospect
right.
because, people might be taking their kids to the bowling and they might see and they're like, oh, York's got a game on this afternoon. We might as well make a day out of it and go and watch. So, mate, it's really looking up. I want to get to the club itself now. The squad has also been reinvigorated with the likes of yourself coming in, Adam Cuthbertson as well. We've also got Ryan
Yeah,
Atkins, the Super League experience. And from what I've seen from people I've spoken to and just the general vibe I'm getting, York are one of, if not the favourites, to gain promotion at the end of next year. Well, currently at the end of next year. Are you guys confident? Is there that feeling around the club of we can do this.
Yeah,
We can gain promotion for
yeah.
next year.
I think there is that we obviously haven't really. You don't really speak about it. It's only early days, and yeah, we've got a good team on paper, but it's all about putting it on the field. And
Yeah,
it's only early preseason now, so I think just getting our combinations right and ready to go, and being ready for that round one game. I think that's more our focus. But I think our focus is really good, and I think everyone's ready to go, and everyone's training hard, and they're working hard, and everyone wants to win. Everyone at training, they're passionate about it as well, and you can feel that in conversations you have out on the field with everyone. So I think I think it's on we're on the way up, and we just need to put it out on the field, and hopefully we get the opportunity to do that soon.
yeah, nice. So you brought up before that you do have Irish blood, Irish heritage. Are you eligible to play for the Wolfhounds if you chose to?
Yeah. I am. I'm
Yep.
eligible to play, and obviously I'd absolutely love to play, and it's really cool coming over here. I get to learn about that heritage, and the family I'm living with. He's got Irish heritage in him as well, so I get to listen to stories off him and his father, and get to learn, because back home, obviously you don't really get to learn it like both. So my mum's dad and my dad's dad, they're both Irish, and
Oh, okay.
they're both passed away. So it's hard to get what it was like over there, because I don't really have anyone to ask. But now being over here, I just get to ask so many questions and learn so many things, and hopefully COVID dies down, I can shoot across there and see what it's like, and meet some family over there as well.
Yeah, well, at the end of 2021, we have a Rugby League World Cup over in England now. Obviously, with everything going on with COVID, hopefully, we've still got nearly a year until the World Cup, so hopefully things sort of cool down, die down, and hopefully at least the teams from over here in the Southern Hemisphere can get
Yeah.
over, which I'm keeping confident that they can.
Mm.
Is that a goal to be selected for Ireland for the
Mate, yeah,
2021 World Cup?
definitely is. Definitely is. I've always wanted to do it. My cousin's played for Ireland in I think it was the last World Cup. So yeah, it's just something I really, really want to do, and I'd be stoked. Be stoked to be able to get in that. And one of the lads I live with here, and one of our mates bought me an Ireland jersey. So for Christmas, this Christmas, I've got I've got an Irish jersey as well already. So yeah, no, it'd be an honour to be selected and be able to play for Ireland. But yeah, you just need to get out on the field and play some good footy, and yeah, just let your footy go, and let your footy do the talking.
Yeah, so hopefully by the end of 2021, we're talking about Brendan O'Hagan, the Super League player at that point, the soon to be Super League player, and the Irish Wolfhound,
Yeah,
the World Cup tenured player, we could say.
it'd be cool.
Well,
Honestly, yeah, it'd be really
yeah,
good.
well, thank you so much for coming on. Sorry that we had that bit of an interruption in between, but we've gotten through it smoothly the second time, and I guess we got to have a bit of a rehearsal up first, so that's always good. But yeah, take care, man. Obviously, in the snow, hopefully it's not being too much of an inconvenience anymore. Sort of going forth, I can only imagine what it's like. I mean, it's currently about 10 degrees here in Western Sydney with a bit of rain. I mean, and this is early morning, it'll only just get warmer. So, but yeah, all the best as well for next season. And as I said, hopefully we're seeing you in that Ireland
Yeah.
jersey in the World Cup
No,
next year.
cheers. Thanks, Heaps. Thanks for having me, and yeah, wish you all the best in the new year.
You too, man. Thanks for
Thank you,
coming
mate.
on. From Rugby League and My Opinion here. Welcome back. And today I'm interviewing former Mounties and Magpies Canterbury Cup star New South Wales under 20s representative, and York City Knights player Brendan O'Hagan.